Hi there, Ducati UK are so pleased to be able to welcome you, and we hope all Ducati riders have a fantastic time on and off the track on your day. Now the Ducati UK team, we're here, we're on hand to help with any Ducati queries you may have, availability, technical queries, sales issues, anything you want to talk to us about, please come and see us. Now this video is designed to replace your normal safety brief you'd get on the day. Please watch it in full and it'll give you some tips and some advice on what to expect when you arrive. Now there are new measures in line with government latest COVID-19 safety advice, and the first thing you'll notice is that when you arrive at the gatehouse there will be temperature checks conducted for you and any guests you may have with you. Please leave a little bit of extra time to make sure we get you through the gatehouse nice and quickly. Once on the site you'll find their hand sanitizer stations dotted around. These are clearly marked. Please feel free to use them throughout the day. You'll also see signs for mask zones and socially distant zones. So if it is a mask zone, please make sure you're wearing a mask, specifically around catering facilities. And also please make sure you're socially distanced within those facilities as well. Now, if you have any symptoms prior to your day, if you have any changes, a cough, a persistent cough, a high temperature, a loss of taste or a loss of smell, anything that you feel may be associated with COVID-19, please do not travel to the day. If you've had any contact in the last 3 weeks with anybody who has either been diagnosed with COVID-19 or has had symptoms, again, please do not travel to the day. If you're in a lockdown area, as designated by Public Health England, again, travel for leisure purposes is not permitted, so please do not make your way to the venue. Now, one sign-on, breakfast and lunch vouchers will be given to you along with a Ducati goodie bag, so you'll be able to make your way to the catering facilities with your Ducati goodie bag and get your breakfast. If at any point during the day you start to feel unwell, you're not too sure what's going on, please telephone 01327 320 254. Now, once you've made your way through the gatehouse and you've been directed to the correct paddock, you'll find Silverstone colleagues on the gates who'll be able to give you your garage number. Please, once you're inside the garage, please make sure once you've unloaded the bike, you're nicely spaced out. Social distancing is being adhered to within the garages as well. Now, once you're all set up and you're ready to go, if you make your way across to sign on with your license, you'll either need your DVLA license or you'll need your ACU license. That's where you'll get your fabulous Ducati goodie bag. And they'll also give you a wristband to dictate when you're going out. Now, details you've given us in advance will allow us to group you specifically, so please make sure you've given us those details in advance. They'll also, if you are a novice, if this is your first ever track day, there is a separate briefing that you'll be able to see that will just give you an idea of what to do, because we appreciate you will be nervous on the day. Now, once you're all signed on, you've got your wristband, you've got your breakfast, you're all ready to go, it's certainly worth doing a few bike checks. So check the wheel spindles are tied, check your clip-ons are tied, just check the bike is in really good order, because you'll be going out onto a fast racetrack. Now, as the day progresses, as we start, you'll notice that you'll be called in the colour of your wristband and you'll be called to pit lane at a certain time. Now, on your first session in the morning, you will do some sighting laps behind the Silverstone instructors. And that's to allow you to give you some time to get the bike up to temperature, make sure everything feels good, make sure you feel good. Give you a look around the circuit. It's always worth, if you can, looking on social media before to have a look at the circuit if you don't know it, but those laps give you the time to do that. Now, at the end of those laps, you'll be brought back into pit lane, and that's to show you where the pit lane entry is, because there are 2 pit lanes at Silverstone, and we'll bring you back in, and then you'll be released for your free lapping. Now, tyres, it's important that you put some heat in the tyres and they're nice and warm at the start of each session before you start really pushing. Now, Pirelli services will be on site, provided by California Superbike School, and they'll also be able to give you some details about the dates that are coming up for next year as well. So please use the Pirelli service provided by California Superbike School. Now, once you're out on track, specifically if this is one of your earlier track days, there's no need for lifesavers. So please don't be looking over your shoulder or just looking backwards. You need to be looking forwards. And in a similar vein, if there are mirrors on the bike, please put some tape on them or turn them in, or even better, take them off. And the reason we ask you to do that is because you may see a headlight in the mirror as you approach a corner, and your tendency is to believe this person is going to come through, and you change your line. The last thing we need you to do is change your line at that point. It is for the person behind to keep you safe. So please just turn your mirrors in. Now, overtaking, Silverstone is a racetrack. Overtaking on either side is absolutely fine, but please ensure you're being courteous. You're giving somebody a good 6 feet of space. Plenty of room here. It's a very wide track, so please make sure you're giving someone plenty of space. Once the person in front has committed to an apex, that is their apex. So please then, no diving up the inside, no trying to force people offline. Just make sure there's plenty of time, let the person go through the corner and then overtake on the exit of that corner. Now, lights and flags. Now, during your sighting laps, there will be yellow lights and flags displayed around the circuit, and they will show you where the marshal points are and show you how clear these signals can be. Now, once you're out on a live session, if you see yellow lights or flags displayed as you're coming up on them, you are coming up on some sort of incident. Now, that may be not a stopped rider. It could be a knee slider has fallen off someone or something along those lines. So please moderate your speed, be aware you're coming up on an incident, and no overtaking at that point until you pass that incident. Now, if those lights and flags then turn red, that means the circuit cannot safely deal with that incident without bringing everyone back into pit lane. So again, knock your speed off a little bit, 60 to 70%, not too slow, not too fast. Make your way safely back into pit lane, and the pit lane coordinator will tell you what's going to happen. We'll get you back out as soon as they can. Now, the black flag is shown if we think there may be a problem with the bike. You may not know it, but if the black flag is waved from pit wall and pointed at you, it may be the naughty person flag, but it may also be there's something wrong with the bike. So it's worth a quick check, have a look down, does everything feel okay? There's nothing coming out of the back. If there is, please pull safely off to the side of the track and get yourself behind the barrier. But if everything's fine, make your way back into pit lane where someone will be there to greet you. Now, the red and yellow striped flag. This is the limited adhesion flag, and this is displayed when you may be coming up a corner. Silverstone is a vast circuit. There are certain types. You may have a little rain shower at one side and it's perfectly dry at the other. So just watch for the signs. You'll smell it in the air. You'll see the red and white flag, red and yellow flag, displayed. And just as you're getting there, you don't want to find a wet circuit. So just moderate your speed with that. It can also be displayed if there's maybe been a spillage earlier in the day, some fuel or some oil. It will have been cleaned up by the circuit staff, but it's just to tell you that that is there, and just be mindful there may be some concrete dust on the track. Now, if you're first upon an incident in track, or you come up upon an incident, even if it's a friend, a colleague, a partner, please do not stop out on track. The race control team at Silverstone will be able to see everything that's going on from the cameras. The last thing you need is to stop, because you cannot see how many bikes are bearing down on you at what speed. The Silverstone team are all trained. They're fire marshals, there's paramedics, there's doctors, there's all the specialists to deal with that incident safely. So please just make your way back into pit lane if red lights are on, and let the professionals deal with that. Once you're in pit lane, there will be people about, there'll be bikes coming in and out of garages. So please just moderate your speed. Keep your speed to 15, 20 miles an hour. And if you're turning into the garages, please be mindful, especially if it's raining. The floor is quite shiny, so you don't want any silly slip-offs there. And also there may be bikes exiting the garage for their session. So just extra care in pit lane and as you pull into the garages. Now, cameras. Now, we don't allow cameras fastened to the person, and that is because it creates a punch point. So securely fastened to the bike is absolutely fine, and the Silverstone team will clarify that in pit lane. And also, if you want to buy your pictures, Pickman will be providing the pictures, and Ducati will send you an email with a link the following day, and you'll be able to go online and get your pictures. Now, helmets and leathers. Helmets must be fastened at all times, even if you're just going for fuel or you're just moving the bike across the paddock. There's lots of vehicular movements. There'll be some bin lorries and different things, catering vehicles around. So please make sure your helmet is always on and fastened if you're riding your motorcycle. And leathers. Leathers must be leather, not textile, and they must be single, full race leathers, or two pieces zipped together, just so as to make sure if there was to be any sort of slide that no skin is showing. Now, noise levels on the day, the noise levels are set. It's 105 decibels drive-by and 102 static. So just please be mindful, if you've got your baffles, please put them in. Please make sure we don't fall foul of any speed sensors around. And children under 16, if you have guests under 16, please no children in the pit lane. There are plenty of spectating areas at Silverstone. Just please make sure there's no children in the pit lane because of all the movements we have. Now, as a rider, you're going to have a fantastic day. You're going to be on and off the bike. You're going to be coming in. Your adrenaline will be going. It's going to be a fantastic time here with Ducati UK. But you do need to keep hydrated. You do need to eat. If it's your first track day, appreciate that might be difficult in the morning. But if you start getting a headache mid-morning towards lunchtime, you're using an awful lot of concentration, an awful lot of energy. Please make sure you're hydrated, plenty of fluids, and please make sure you're eating as well. And similarly for the bike, if the bike normally does 100, 150 miles to a tank out on the road, you will not get anywhere near that on a racetrack for any machine. So please make sure you're keeping an eye on fuel levels. please make sure you're keeping it topped up. The fuel station will be open at Silverstone. It takes card. You'll be able to go across to the fuel station and fill up, so please just keep an eye on that.